I'm ready. Hello, beautiful souls. Hello, and welcome to my channel. Let me get the comments on here. My name is Sadhana, and this is not a usual time for me to be on YouTube. I am here to do and go through some viewer requests for deck combinations. And it's actually easier for me to do this live than it is to do it and then edit the video and post the video. So I hope you can bear with me today as I go through the decks. And some of the decks I'll be showing you on different websites because I don't have all of the decks that viewers have requested combinations for. So this will be a bit of a ramble, and we're going to go through various Oracle decks and tarot decks. And in the comments below, I have listed links for some of the ones I was planning. And my list is really long today, actually, with the requests. So this might be a part one of a part two, and it may be ongoing. And I'm really happy to help you with your deck combos because I know sometimes it just takes another pair of eyes to kind of find that perfect match for the deck. And I really believe that it is not every deck, like some tarot decks can really stand alone. They read beautifully and easily, but some decks really benefit from, they're enhanced by a pairing with an oracle deck. It brings clarity, it brings a different perspective. And sometimes if you change the oracle deck too, that'll give a completely different flavor to the reading. So that's what I'm going to do today. So welcome. And hello, Patrice. What I'm going to start with today, I'm not sure how this is going to play out. I'm going to do my best. Hello, Jen. Happy Sunday to you. And hello to Brenda. So I really should stick to my list. I do have a Word document here that I have prepared, and I want to skip right to the Sacred Rebels Oracle, which is a deck I don't have, quite unbelievably, I suppose. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to sorry, I just have to do one thing here. So Sacred Rebels Oracle by Blue Angel Publishing. I have not purchased this deck. It's a pretty intense deck, and I'm just going to go right to this one here. And I will increase the size of the screen and take my face off in a couple of minutes. When I was going through the cards on various websites and looking at the energy of the deck, it feels, and I've seen it many, many times, I've used it in the store where I work, it feels like it has a really intense energy. It's almost like an urgency to get on with healing work. I feel the deep healing. And while it's definitely connected and a stronger feminine energy, I feel like there is no deck is just about feminine energy. It's about healing the sacred feminine within all beings. And when I was looking at the line art, I was reminded of Anna's new deck that's coming out. And on the website, it's called Tarot of the Abyss. And on the deck name, it's called The Abyss Tarot. So I'm not sure which name US Games is going to go with, but it is coming out really soon. And so just have a look at this 3-card combination here and tell me what you think. I will try to make this bigger so you can see. So I don't know, I just feel like there's something really magical about these two decks working together. And I do have a couple other suggestions. And there is a flow in the line art, and there is something really special going on. And so perhaps I will actually purchase sacred. I have another example that I prepared for you. This one. So I wish it was a little faster to switch between screens. And I'm going to go to this one. So here's another example. And it's just, to me, I think this is going to be one of the very best pairings. Like, it just is, I don't know. What do you guys think? It just feels deeply, deeply connected to me. So, it feels deeply, like, it feels very much like the two decks are going to be, work really well together. So I don't have that deck. It's not available yet. What I do have that feels a little bit similar, and I'm also going to mention this with another deck today that has a request that has a similar kind of embodied energy, is the Black Lily Tarot by Aya Rosen. This one. This is a deck that's published by Gamecrafter. And I'm just going to show you some. I'm a long ways away from my camera. It has a similar kind of line art and an honesty and a connection with the physical body. And so I am thinking that this would also be a really nice pair with, here's a card with angel wings on it, with the Sacred Rebels Tarot. So Sacred Rebels Oracle. So this request was for Sadhana, what do you pair with Sacred Rebels? Well, I don't have Sacred Rebels. So what I'm looking for is an energy in the art. And because Sacred Rebels is so intense in a particular way, this is the back of the Black Lily Tarot. It's really pretty. It's a little tiny deck, not great cardstock. Ooh, I want to talk about cardstock because something else I from my last live came up. So I'm going to stop that sharing, go back to my Word and see what else I said here in my notes. So yeah, so with Sacred Rebels, it's got to feel feminine. It's got to feel like it's not afraid to touch the hurt, you know, like really open up energy wise and painting wise. Like I would go with a painted deck, you know, a deck that has, you can see the flow. I want to see the flow of the art. And I think that's going to be, if it's not the two decks that I showed you, it's something like that is what is going to really work well with Sacred Rebels. So let me know if you have any other suggestions. Mark has a question. In what situation would a reader use this combo? In what situation? So for example, I'm going to go back to that one of the pictures I showed you, like this one. And so I'm just looking at this and what would be the example? Perhaps you were working with your new Abyss Tarot deck and you were having a challenging time with the black and white, and you just wanted a little bit of color energy. And so you we're looking for an oracle deck to bring that in, you know. So there's that reason. But sometimes I find in a reading I get stuck, or it's a particularly difficult reading. So for example, I'm shuffling the cards, somebody asks a question, and I put down 3 cards or 4 tarot cards, and it's like, is this really answering the question? What am I not seeing? And so then what I usually do is shuffle an oracle deck. And I ask, as I'm shuffling the oracle deck, I ask for, what am I missing? Can you please help me clarify what this is really about? What's at the heart of the matter? And so the reason for combining decks is to kind of make it easier, not make it more complicated. And if you choose decks that work well together, it really does. It can make for some really beautiful, beautiful readings. And I've given you lots and lots of examples in my deck combo series. So I hope if you haven't seen any of those videos, you can go back to that. Liminal Spirits Oracle. No, but I can look that up right now. Liminal Spirits Oracle. Liminal Spirits. Oh, I've seen the box. I've seen the box. That's as much as I've seen. We did not have a sample open at the store. That is really beautiful. That would also do really well, I think, with the Sacred Rebels. Yes, that would be an excellent, oh, that's an Oracle deck. So if you're looking for Oracle, that would fit well with Sacred Rebels. Throughout my series, I've been trying to pair tarot and oracle, tarot and oracle. And so with Liminal Spirits Oracle, I would be looking for so that could go with Tarot of the Abyss too. I would not put that necessarily with the Black Lily, because the Black Lily has a different energy. So I would go with a strong, darker colored animal tarot deck, something like that. So that's my comment on the fly. Alrighty. Yes, I've used the quest cards. I'm not sure what you mean by the quest. I have used, what's it called? Quest. There's one, Vision Quest Tarot. I don't know what the quest cards are. All right, so I'm going to go on to the next question. So the next question was, do you think that the Goddess Knowledge cards and the Crow Tarot are a good pair? So these are the Goddess Knowledge cards, and they are glossy. And some of them are horizontal, and some of them are vertical. And some of them you can look at in either direction. And they are really beautiful. They remind me a lot of the energy of Sacred Rebels. Like, look at this one. This is simply gorgeous. These are by Susan Sidon-Boulay. And they are deeply, deeply, their energy is so beautiful. So the question was about the crow. And so this is the crow. I'm sure most of you have the Crow Tarot. I'll try to go closer. And so initially when Moon Chariot asked this question, so thank you for your question, Moon Chariot, I thought, oh, the art style is really kind of different. But when I was laying the cards out on the table, here, I'll hold up 3 cards for you. There's something really beautiful in the color of this combination. And I'll give you a couple different combinations. So let's put one with a goddess in it. I'm just going to do this really randomly. And I could have prepared, pictures for all of these, but I didn't, sorry. So what I'm seeing in this combination is that there is, because in the Crow Tarot, a lot of it's set in New York City or the outside of New York City, and I feel a real urban environment with it. And when I bring in the Goddess Knowledge cards, it feels like it shifts my perspective. It shifts my perspective to, I'll give you another combination, to a more kind of sacred experience. It takes my mind away from New York City. So it gives a different flavor. And I think the coloration of the two decks is beautiful. So it is not a combination that I have read with, and perhaps in a future video, I'll do some sample readings with these two, because I think it's definitely a strong possibility. So it's definitely not something I would have intuitively put together. So thank you, Moon Chariot, for your suggestion. Okay. Hello. Thanks to everybody who's coming in. Anna's here. Hello, Anna. And Fairy Wren. Hello. I'm just going to scroll up here. Sunny's here too. Hello. A tarot tower. Yeah, this is something I mentioned this a few times. I've had it in my last few videos that I had this for when I was doing craft fairs once upon a time, and I remembered I had it, and I recently pulled it out. So it's been very, very helpful. Now, Ange, who's not here today, also asked about the Crow Tarot. So I'm just going to give the Crow a shuffle. And I've had so many questions about the Crow Tarot. It's really interesting. I've done a few videos on it. I've done combo video on it. I've done a kind of a deep and in-depth review on this deck. And it has the power. One of the things when I was doing the research for the review that I was doing was I watched a bunch of videos on the difference between ravens and crows, because I was trying to figure out in some of these cards, like this is one of my favorites, it just happened to come out on the top, is the Hermit, is which, I mean, it's the Corvid family, right? Which cards are ravens and which ones are crows, and is the energy different? And I spent a lot of time playing with that. So anyway, Angie's question was about Winged Enchantment. So this is Winged Enchantment, and this is a absolutely gorgeous, highly spiritual deck. I'm going to pull up the cards one at a time. And again, I had the same reaction. I thought, ooh, well, maybe this is not going to work because this is so deeply spiritual. And I just connect the Crow Tarot with, I don't know, like urban. It has an urban flavor to it. But I did a few 3-card draws, and no. It's the exact same reaction as I got with the Goddess Knowledge cards. So the Winged Enchantment is going to do exactly what I just said before. It's going to really kind of bring in that spiritual energy of the crow or the raven, and the energy of the cards. So I feel it's an excellent, excellent pair. I think it's a stronger pairing than the Goddess Wisdom cards. So So for example, so look at this card, look at the details, and then the messages are, there's no keywords on this deck. If you're not pulling something out of it, the poetry in the guidebook is just beautiful. And I did use Winged Enchantment in a recent in a recent combo. So you can get a flavor for the poetry of that. And yeah, so this is another one that I will probably build into my deck combo series. So thank you, Ange. Thank you for bringing that up, because I'm definitely going to do some readings with the Crow and Winged Enchantment. Yeah, and maybe what I could do is do some kind of a square, like a 9 card or something, and have a goddess card, have a Winged Enchantment card, and do that, because that might also be a really, really lovely combination. So I am looking forward to playing with that. All right. So the next question came from Milagros Melendez. Thank you, Milagros Melendez. And Milagros was asking about, I really want to retrim my Druidcraft. So I'm just going to pull a few cards from Druidcraft. So, I don't have this deck out often enough. Milagros was asking about, this is going to be a mess when I'm done here. I'm going to have to really keep my eye on this. Oracle decks to pair with Druidcraft. And I've done a few readings. Like I did in January, I did the year ahead readings, and I used this deck. This is such a powerful deck. I'm definitely going to bring this into my live readings next week. Love this deck. So Milagros was asking, so this is Druid Plant. This is Druid Plant. Chamomile, don't you love that? Oh, chamomile. So this is Druid Plant, and this is Druid Animal. And so Milagros was asking, is it too much to use Druidcraft with Druid Animal or Druid Plant, or all 3 decks together? And no, the answer is definitely no. And then what I'm thinking didn't ask was, do you have another combo that you would use with Druidcraft? And I didn't bring it to the table. The deck so when I was preparing for today, the deck that came to mind was the Shamanic Medicine cards. There's a lot of orange color in the Shamanic Medicine cards. There's a drum. There's a lot of earthy colors. Do you know the deck I'm talking about? Maybe I'll just quickly grab it, because I think this is an important. Oh my goodness. Good thing my shelves are so organized. I have all my Blue Angel decks stacked, so it's an easy grab. Easy grab. So in answer to your question, Milagros, the answer is no, it's not too much. And I would choose the plant deck over the animal deck if I was just using 2, because there's already a lot of animals in the Druidcraft, in the tarot deck. So I just feel that this energy, so this is the Shamanic Medicine cards, this box. And if I fan these out, sort of fan them out, you can see the colors, the energy is very similar to Druidcraft, and there's a tremendous respect for nature and so forth. Oh, I know one thing I want to talk about. So I've got so many things that I'm planning and in the works, but one of the amazing things that I have learned in reading or rereading multiple times the guidebook for the 2 guidebooks for Wildwood, as well as for all of the Druidcraft series, is the tremendous respect and research that John Matthews and I don't want to get their names wrong. Sorry, I'm going to get them mixed up. So the authors of Wildwood and Greenwood are different from Druidcraft. But there definitely is a crossover in the teachings and the level of respect for the universal energy and the universal consciousness around the shamanic teachings all over the world. And in the Wildwood guidebook, which is the one I'm rereading and going through again right now, like this would be so beautiful. Here, let me hold this up with the Druidcraft. They talk about the connection and the similarity between the wheel of the year and the medicine wheel, and the level of knowledge and sharing is just so beautiful. And so for that reason, among other reasons, and simply energy, I think shamanic medicine cards is a beautiful pairing with Druidcraft. And it's not one of the decks that I used in the year ahead. In the year ahead, I used the Druid Plant Oracle. I used Roots and Wings. And I used another shamanic deck that I really like is the, oh my goodness, I'm doing Mystical Shaman, the Mystical Shaman. However, I'm kind of revising what I'm saying, and I like this one a lot, maybe even better than the Mystical Shaman with that. So I've also had a request to do another medicine wheel spread, camera face down, and go through my medicine wheel spread again and talk through it and do more examples. So that's also on the table. Just going to put that away and then check in with you guys, see how you're doing in the chat. Okay, so Moon Chariot is here. Hello. I answered one of your questions earlier, so you can watch it in the playback later. So yes, Anna says the shamanic medicine cards seem very versatile. They definitely are. Okay. Love this deck. Okay, let's put that up there. Move the Druid plants out of the way. So let's go on to the next question. So Moon Chariot, I did answer your question already about the goddess knowledge and the crow, so you can watch that a little bit later. The next question was from Project Refined Life. Project Refined Life. And Project Refined Life was asking about combos for the Herb Crafter's Tarot. Oh, I love this deck. This morning, I needed a little break today, and so I farmed out Amber today, and I was in the garden by myself and trimming back things, and I love being in the garden, and I've started collecting herbs and started to dry herbs, and I've got them hanging everywhere, and I feel this is what my house kind of looks like now. Yeah, what card is that? That's the 9 of Fire, Wild Cherry. Love it. So what's her channel name? I just said it. It is Project Refined Life, was asking what to pair with this deck. And So I haven't done a deck pairing with this one. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this card. That's the death card, Marigold. You know, you could actually, anyway. I have so many ideas. I love it. You know, I really like doing this, and I would like to play with my cards and do videos every day. But life, right? So this is Ina Segal's The Secret Language of Color. And again, I'm sorry for the glare. One of the reasons that I think this deck works well with herb crafters is because it not only has the plants, and here's the lemon card. Like, look at this. This is just gorgeous. I'm going to hold up some with the herb crafters in just a minute. I don't want to get lost with what I was saying. Oh, look at this card. This is so beautiful. So this is the Establish Boundaries card. So for those of you that don't grow mint, mint is like a weed. It takes over everything. And so the key word for this one is establish boundaries. Just beautiful. Okay, so in the herb crafters, like there's a cacao card, and I was thinking, hello, Candy. I was thinking that I like these two decks. The reason I like these two decks together is because even though like there's a glass of wine and there's pearls, like there's a pearl card, there's some metallic cards, it feels like they get each other. In the herb crafters, there's a lot of real things too, right? Like there's tools, and it's really beautiful. So let me hold up a few cards for you, because the best way to explain this here. Why don't we just do, let's just do a random draw. So I'm going to shuffle. And I have a couple other suggestions as well too, but I just wanted to pull out Ina's deck today because I think it is, it's a really good choice. The thing about the Herb Crafters Tarot is there's so much going on the cards. And I find sometimes it's not, sorry for scratching my face. It's not necessarily about the traditional meaning of the card, but I find there is medicine in all of the objects in the card. And this happens in other decks as well too. But in this one, I find sometimes the most random things jump out at me. Yeah. So I'm not going to adjust the camera up and down. I'll hold up the cards for you. I can only manage so many things at a time. Okay. So let's do this. Let's do this, baby. All right. Random, totally random. Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. Okay. Totally random is best. So there we are. So the color is azure. Anyway, just look at that. It's so, you couldn't have picked a more perfect combo if I just like done that. So I'm going to definitely include this and do some readings with it in, oh, that is so cool. So we've got the red card, which is free yourself from pain, with the devil, which is blackberry, and the Hia of air, which is catnip. So look at that one. Nice, hey? Look at that. And you know, that makes me think of the red, you know, in blackberries when you just like, ooh, you eat, it's like such a short like we get blackberries for quite a long season here, but when they're actually that perfect juicy color and you just eat a whole bunch and you get all stained with the color of the berries. I love that. So I'm really digging this combination. Really am. Thank you for coming to my mind and coming to my, thanks for the question. So I have to look at my notes because off the fly, I can't tell you what my other suggestion was for herb crafters. Because I know some people have a hard time with this deck, but it feels like, you know, it feels like what I would be doing full time if I lived in a place where I could grow things year round and do this. Oh, and I had a dream. I had a dream that I had maybe it wasn't a dream. I had a distiller, so I could actually distill my own essential oils. And I saw this like whole setup where I had this beautiful, it was kind of like a brass color and it had like, I don't know, all these like bowls and bells, and it was just magical. Okay, so herb crafters. Ooh, I didn't write it down. Okay. So, oh, I know what I was thinking. I like the simplicity of Ina's deck. And I pulled out 2 other blue decks that, nah, don't like it. I'm going to suggest this one. This is what I was thinking. Nah, I don't like it. So I was thinking the empathic. I was thinking Blue Messiah, but no, don't like it. Don't like it. I don't know. I don't know what my other suggestion would be. Even shamanic medicine cards would be cool because there's so much reverence of nature in this deck. And so let's just have a look at shamanic medicine again with this one, because I have a feeling. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Well, it's kind of a tricky deck, to work with. Like this card for sure. The medicine wheel, like all the medicine wheel cards fit beautifully. So I'm just going to pull up a couple of cards. So there's the horsetail card with the medicine wheel. So yeah, so that's definitely, aloha, Jonathan. I like the simplicity of the first deck that I showed you the best. Alrighty, put that one away. Get that in there, squeeze it in. Hey, all right. Everybody's saying hi to Jonathan, so welcome. Alrighty, so the list is so long, I'm not going to get through the whole list. I am just going to pick and choose when I go from here, because I'm going to go back to a screen to share my screen and go to, oh, this is fun. Let's go here. Now, I should have done what I did with Tarot of the Abyss, and I didn't do it. Sorry. Okay. So this is a deck I do not have. Oops. So this is Sun and Moon. And I'm just going to see if I can zoom in on that card. And then, yeah, so Sun and Moon is, I have definitely been intrigued with it. Oops, let's go down. Sorry, guys, I need to make that smaller. Come on, Sadhana. Definitely intrigued with Sun and Moon. And What happens if I do this? No, I don't want that. I want this and that. Oh my goodness gracious. One of the things about sun and moon, that one of the reasons I don't have it is because it's a little cartoony and I don't have a lot of cartoony decks. Like that Ace of Pentacles is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And so the person who asked me about this, I will say their channel name because I do have a suggestion. The question was from Kate Olson. And my suggestion is a deck I don't have that I'm definitely going to order. And I'm actually really excited about it. Okay, let's hope that I can find it easily here. Please be here. There we go. So let me know if you have seen this one. It is called It is by Lisa St. Croix, the creator of Tarot de St. Croix. And when I was looking at this, I thought, holy cow, this looks so much like sun and moon. Now, granted, it is, how do I do this? I go like that. There we go. And then I go like this and like that. There we go. It is a goddess deck, and sun and moon is not a goddess deck, but there was something about the magic of the colors that, so on the back of the cards, you have like a poem from Amaterasu, which is a Japanese goddess of the sun. And so, yeah, so I am totally intrigued. Now, I'm assuming these are round cards. These pictures are square. Let me know if anybody has this deck. But I was just in looking at this thinking, yeah, this looks like it would read really well with sun and moon. So I was very excited to find this. Like, look at that. Isn't that something? Oh, and we can go here. Let me get that a little smaller. Maybe the energy is so different. It was something about the color. Anyway, regardless if this is a good pair or not, I just think this is really brilliant. So, and I don't have Lisa's tarot deck either, which is something that is definitely on my wish list. So, yeah. And I do not have a lot of goddess decks. So that was something that came up when I was trying to find something, something to, to go with sun and moon. And I was also thinking maybe the Amethyst Oracle, because it's not a good pair. I think sun and moon is actually a really challenging deck to find a pair for. So I will continue to pursue that. And maybe if I had a copy of sun and moon in my hand, it would be easier. And I find that, it's more challenging to find a pair when you don't actually have the physical copy of the deck in your hand. So that was interesting. Alrighty, so where am I going to go from here? I'm going to go to, Spolia. Spolia request. Okay, so Spolia, where are you, Spolia? Spolia, there we go. Thank you guys for your patience with this technology here. Spolia. It's not exactly a seamless thing here. So this is Spolia, which is another deck I don't have. And there's not a lot of images on this page. So it's a collage deck. And it has kind of a historical feel to it. So this is a really cool High Priestess card. So my suggestion, I'm going to just go to this screen. My suggestion is Divine Muses. Divine Muses is a really cool deck. It really is. Ooh, what about... I was just thinking about the well-known archetype with Sun and Moon, maybe. Okay, so let's stay on path here. So we're talking about Spolia. So this is Divine Muses. And I have a feeling that these two would be amazing read together. There's a lunar masculine card. There's something quite deep about this deck. It's very different from Wisdom of the Oracle or something like that. It's got quite profound energy. Like here's the muse of art. And I think that it would look amazing and read really well with Spolia. So do any of you have Spolia? Oh, good night. Good night, Candy. Sleep well. Here's another one. Yeah, I have. Yeah, look at that. So look at that with that Gemini card there. That looks pretty amazing. So I am, yeah, so that's what came to mind. And so the Spolia question came from, who asked about Spolia? Janine Barnes. Janine Barnes was the channel that asked about that. This is a nice deck. I like this deck. It's got a nice cardstock. Shuffles beautifully. And it has an amazing, amazing guidebook that goes with it. So that's the Divine Muses Oracle by Marie Bento. It's available on Etsy, I believe. So, yeah. The bag could be 1 millimeter. This is a zipper, right? 1 millimeter larger. Okay, so I'm going to go to, where should we go next? Morgan Greer. I don't know if I want to deal with Morgan Greer right now. So here's my thoughts on Morgan Greer. It's not a deck I ever use. Mostly because I don't like these little ones in the tin. So Morgan Greer is close up, bright colors. Oh, and I didn't get the... I just had too many decks to pull up today. Right? So Morgan Greer is bright colors. And it is obviously not contemporary. And there's something about like this card I love. Ooh, let me take that Spolia off the screen. Okay. Like this card is one of my favorite cards in the deck. Maybe I should use this deck. I want the bigger cards though. I really do. Maybe one day. I do like the close-up nature of the artwork. And so I was thinking, you know, like, what do I have in my collection that has, that can match these bright, bright colors? What do I want to put with it? And so the first thing that came to mind, I'm going to show you the two boxes, and maybe you'll get why I chose this. So if you look at these two boxes, this is what came up, Botanical Inspirations. And Botanical Inspirations is a tea-stained oracle deck. And it's one of those nice floral decks that has the keywords on the bottom. But I think it would stand up really well to Morgan Greer. And because the little message at the bottom of the card, they're really well done. Like this is, the lily is the emblem rare of many virtues, good and rare. So it's a quote. And then there's of course, there's a guidebook with more information in it. I wonder if there's a bright rose card. Here's the red rose card. So that's why I was thinking this deck would stand up to Morgan Greer. Because you can't use a contemporary deck with Morgan Greer, right? You need to use something. I just saw the word ashes. Sorry, Michelle, I forgot what you're dealing with here. Organized as ashes yesterday. That was your dog or your cat. That's so beautiful. Red rose, hidden secrets. 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. These quotes on this deck are really powerful. Pansy, sweet thoughts, pray you love, remember, and there are pansies, that's for thoughts unknown. So yeah, so this is what came to mind when I was thinking of the Morgan Greer. And so this deck does not deal so much with the medicine of the flowers, but there's something about the poetry and I don't know, it just has a different, and there's actually quite a few red flowers. And so that's why I was thinking this is going to like enhance the Morgan Greer really well. So let me know what you think. Because I think Morgan Greer is another one that's a little challenging to find a pair, but that's what came to my mind when I had that request. Botanical Inspirations, Morgan Greer. Yeah. Do you guys use Morgan Greer? And do you like these little decks? I have like 4 or 5 of them. I don't think I'm going to buy any more. I like tarot size cards. I mean, for travel, they're great. Okay, just give me a deck and I'll just hear it shuffle and ramble on about anything. Okay, so there's that one. Can I digress? I want to digress because in the video I did the other day, the one about cardstock and so forth, I missed a luscious cardstock deck, and that is La Corte de Tarocchi. And I don't have any other deck like this. And this is the most beautiful cardstock. It matches the energy of the cards so well. And I feel really badly that I didn't, I'm going to put half of them down, that I did not include this deck in the video the other day. So it is just such gorgeous, gorgeous cardstock. And the reason that, this is sorted for a video, the reason that it is such gorgeous cardstock, no, what do I want to say? the cardstock matches the energy of the deck. So if this deck were on glossy cardstock, and the cardstock is, you can see it's quite a thick pile. The cardstock is more like, I showed you this in the video yesterday, the fauna inspirations. So it's very, feels very natural and feels kind of old, and it's too big to overhand shuffle this. Well, I can do it. I can overhand shuffle it this way, but it's quite long. It's like, let me show you. What deck does everybody, well, let's look at a standard tarot set deck. So here's Lily Black. Here is Lily Black, and here's the Corte de Tarot, right? So it's quite long. So of course you can overhand shuffle it the other way. Just kind of awkward, right? To overhand shuffle it this way. But it is just the most beautiful cardstock. And when I did my video on why I like Tarot de Marseille, 10 reasons I love Tarot de Marseille, it's because I feel transported and I love time travel. I would love to have that experience. So I missed that the other day. All right, so let's go back, and I'm going to share with you a couple more. Where are we going? Some of these I don't have. All right, so the next comment was from Arlene Flower. Oh, I have news, Michelle, about the Lily White and the Lily Black. So the Lily Black is still in stock. And by the end of 2020, she's going to have the Lily White in stock. And there's going to be a Lily White mini. Lily White mini. So, yeah, if you like smaller decks, it's going to be an option. So I got that right from the creator's mouth. So if you like that deck. Yes, that is an Ilmet. Yes, this is a my words, Menegello deck. Il Menegello deck. Okay. Oh, well, the subtitles have fun with that. Okay. Thank you for letting me diverge there, or digress, I should say. Digress. I wanted to have a look at Arlene Flower's comment. She talked about pairing Tarot of the Hidden Realm with soul cards. And I kind of have a set. I use Raven Felon's deck with Tarot of the Hidden Realm. Always, because it just works. And this is Tarot of the Hidden Realm. I'm sure most of you know this beautiful deck, earthy, soulful deck. And so let's have a look at soul cards, because this kind of blew my mind about doing this. It's kind of awesome, actually. I'm just going to take out soul cards too, because I don't feel like having that many. And I don't have, one of my projects is to make myself a custom size bag for soul cards 1 and 2, because I thought about mixing them together. I know a lot of people do mix them together. But it's just such a knit tool with the 2 decks together. So I tend to just have them out one at a time. All right, so let's do a couple of pulls with Soul Cards 2 and Tarot of the Hidden Realm. Because I want to know. I want to know what happens when we do this. I have a feeling. Just by glancing at it together, just this last second, it's going to be awesome. Yeah. And sometimes I get my basket my basket gets, I tend to put the same old things in my basket. And then when I'm playing at home or I'm doing readings at home, then I have way more decks out. Yeah. Not always though. Sometimes I throw random things into my basket. Okay. Let us see what happens here when we do this. Ooh. Whoa. Okay, that's an odd combination. Let's try another one. Can you see? You guys can kind of see if I do this and this and this. That was a really weird combination. I don't know. Let me see. Let's do another one. It's really intense. It's really intense. So this one kind of looks cool together. Maybe. Maybe. Interesting. That's all I have to say. Interesting. I mean, they're both amazingly deep, powerful decks. And look at these two cards together. That's gorgeous. That is gorgeous. I don't know. I don't know if it's something I might play with, but yeah, it doesn't jump out to me as something that it would take me a while to do that. And maybe it would be a 1 card and a 1 card, or to put the soul card, you know, like when I use soul cards, there's definitely something really big going on. And you know, that kind of reading where the client sits down and you ask them to exhale and the tears start to well up, or they sit down and you just, you know, you're not going to ask, how are you today? I usually go straight into a relaxation, a guided meditation. So if I have this deck, or if I have Oracle of Echoes, or if I have another Oracle deck that really, you know, cuts to the chase, cuts to the heart of the matter. And I find it's really tricky too, right? Because people often don't have money to sit with you for an hour and a half. And when I work at the store, it's even more expensive for people because I have to, it's the rate, it's a different rate. It's not my rate, it's the rate that the store charges. And so if I sense that the person can handle cutting right to the heart of the matter, then I do, because I'm there to be in service. I'm there to, you know, help them find some clarity. And that's what they've come for. Some people aren't ready for it though, right? You know, like when I sit down with a client, I often intuit that I need to ask, do you really want to know the answer to this question? Are you ready to go there? And then sometimes I help them find a step before that question, because that's exactly what they need to know. And so I find this deck and Anna's deck are really good for that. So what do you guys think? What do you think? My boss at the store says to me, wow, sometimes she says, why do you always make people cry? Or Sadhana is really good at making people cry, or things like that. And it's not about making people cry. It's about letting people feel. Creating space so queerants can feel. I think that's what my readings are about, if I had to put it in a nutshell. Yeah. So, alrighty, I'm going to do one more and then leave you guys for today. So how are we doing? Anybody have anything to say over here? Oh, we're talking about the cost of decks. I know. Michelle was going to do Dark Mansion. Jonathan says they're crying because they're feeling seen. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Well, what do I have? I don't even think I have any more on the table. So maybe what I'll do is I'm gonna do something that I've been playing with. So I did the little mini deck video, and I showed you the other day this deck that I just got. This is the Lonely, oh my goodness, I don't even know what the name is. The Lonely Dreamer. The Lonely Dreamer Tarot. This is by Melissa Wotherspoon, creator of the Aurum Lenormand and the Dachshund, the Lowrider Dachshund Tarot. And it's the earthy tones are so beautiful. Like, it's got lots of browns in it. Lots of browns. And so I was playing with, oh, I hope they're here. Okay, is not here. Is not here. I put some of them away. I had that whole stack of mini decks. So I'll pull out this one because this one this is the same creator, right? The Mel Brown decks. Aboriginal, what's the little one called? The totems, the totem deck, the little tiny totem deck. So this is the his bigger deck, which is a little bit different, but it has that earthy tone to it. So I was thinking that I would use Mel's little deck with this one. This one isn't going to work. This is the larger deck. But this one's not going to work as a pair, so I'll show you another time. But I'm feeling that this Lonely Dreamer Tarot is going to become a workhorse deck. There's something about the colors, the range of colors, and this is the Death card. And so I've been doing a little bit of reading about Radon, and I'm like, I have a few curated decks, and sometimes I feel like I need to know more about the paintings in order to read the tarot deck, but I don't feel this way with this deck. I feel like it's going to be easy to read. And so what Melissa did with this deck is, in some of the pictures, she used the entire painting or a portion of a painting. And then in some of them, she merged his artwork. So two pieces of his art together. And so I really feel, or it's like, for example, here's his painting, and you can tell that she's put the cups on the front of it. Here's the Six of Swords. Look at that. It's really beautiful. Yeah. And so this is a deck that I backed on Kickstarter. I told you this the other day. And Melissa refunded my money and sent it to me. So I feel like this is a deck I really wanted. I'm not saying this because she gave it to me for free. It's just, look at these colors. It's just so beautiful. So there's something about the colors and the emotion that the colors are bringing up for me that's going to make this a really easy read. And I think that's, for me as a reader, that's one of the reasons I have no problem reading with the Lily White and Lily Black, is because the colors speak so loudly to me. This is the Lover's card. I actually really like the Lily Black. It's a totally different read than the Lily White. Anyway, so yeah, so that's why I like it. Anyway, I'm going to leave you for today, and please continue to send me your requests, because oh, thanks, Jonathan. Aboriginal Dreaming Totems deck. That's the one I was thinking of. Sorry, what was I saying? Please continue to send me your requests, because this is really fun, and I like to be challenged and do the research, do the legwork. And also, I want to say that if I don't, it's not that I don't agree, but I don't feel the same energy that you feel with a certain pair or a certain combination, it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means that because we all like different decks, right? And we see different things in different decks, and we feel about that in different ways. So it's all good. I'm just here to, facilitate, make suggestions, and so forth. So bring it on. And I am not going to buy every single deck that you recommend, because I too I need to really put a stop on this deck buying for a little while, because it's gotten out of hand, and I have a whole pile of, I don't know, I counted yesterday, like there's like 8 decks that aren't in hand that at some point will be delivered in the next 4 months or so. So there's no way I'm going to be purchasing any or many new decks. So thanks for joining me. Tomorrow, I'm going to come back again live, and I'm going to do the Rainbow Decks tag, and I'm going to do it in combo with Oracle decks. So I look forward to hopefully seeing you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Namaste. Stay well, everybody.